Number 16. Nasreddin had a shed behind his house. It had no lights in it. One night he went out to the shed to get his ladder, and lost his ring there. He left the ladder, went out into the street, and began to look around. One of his friends saw him in the street outside his house, and said to him, "Hello, Nasreddin. What are you looking for?" "My ring," answered Nasreddin. "It fell off my finger. It's a silver ring with a red stone in it." "Oh, yes," said his friend. "I remember it. I'll help you to look for it. Where did you lose it?" "In my shed." "But why don't you look for it there?" "Don't be stupid. It's quite dark in my shed, so how will I find my ring there? Here there's light from the lamps in the street."
Number 17. Mrs. Andrews had a young cat, and it was the cat's first winter. One evening it was outside when it began to snow heavily. Mrs. Andrews looked everywhere and shouted its name, but she did not find it. So she telephoned to the police and said, "I have lost a small black cat. Has anybody found one?" "No, madam," said the policeman at the other end. "But cats are really very strong animals. They sometimes live for days in the snow, and when it melts or somebody finds them, they are quite all right." Mrs. Andrews felt happier when she heard this. And she said, "Our cat is very clever. She almost talks." The policeman was getting rather tired. "Well then," he said, "why don't you put your telephone down? Perhaps she's trying to telephone you now."
Number 18. One morning, Nasreddin left his house with 6 donkeys to go to the market. After a time, he got tired and got on to one of them. He counted the donkeys, and there were only 5. So he got off and went to look for the 6th. He looked and looked, but didn't find it. So he went back to the donkeys and counted them again. This time there were 6, so he got on to one of them again, and they all started. After a few minutes he counted the donkeys again, and again there were only 5. While he was counting again, a friend of his passed, and Nasreddin said to him, "I left my house with 6 donkeys. Then I had 5. Then I had 6 again, and now I have only 5. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. "But Nasreddin," said his friend, "you are sitting on a donkey too. That is the 6th, and you are the 7th.
Number 19. One of Nasreddin's friends loved money very much, and never gave anything to anybody. Soon he became rich. One day he was walking near the river with his friends when he slipped and fell in. His friends ran to help him, and one of them knelt on the ground, held out his hand, and said, "Give me your hand, and I'll pull you out." The rich man's head went under the water, and then came up again, but he didn't give his friend his hand. Again another of his friends tried, but again the same thing happened. Then Nasreddin said, "Take my hand, and I'll pull you out." The rich man took his hand, and Nasreddin pulled him out of the water. "You don't know our friend very well," he said to the others. "When you say, 'give' to him, he does nothing. But when you say, 'take,' he takes."
Number 20. One day Nasreddin bought a donkey in the market. But while he was taking it home, 2 thieves followed him. One of them took the rope from the donkey's neck and tied it round his friend's neck. Then he went away with the donkey. When Nasreddin got home, he turned and saw the young man. He was very surprised. "Where's my donkey?" he said angrily. "I'm very sorry," said the thief, "but once I said some very bad things to my mother, and she changed me into a donkey. But because a good man bought me, I'm now a man again. Thank you." Nasreddin untied the man and said, "Go, and never say bad things to your mother again." The next day, Nasreddin saw the same donkey in the market again. The other thief was selling it. Nasreddin went to it and said into its ear, "Young man, some people will never learn.